Welcome to this explainer covering the mandatory LMKR Health, Safety, and Environment Policy. Whether you're a newly onboarded team member, an existing employee, a contractor, or even a visitor joining us for an induction session, this information is absolutely critical. This policy is our single source of truth for the safety framework that applies globally to everyone at every LMKR facility. So, we're going to walk through exactly what's expected of you to help us maintain a safe, compliant, and secure environment.
To make this quick and easy to digest, we've organized the policy into 6 core pillars: duty of care, health and workplace safety, hazard and risk mitigation, emergency preparedness, environmental responsibility, and finally, incident reporting and enforcement.
All right, let's jump right into Pillar 1, LMKR's duty of care.
So what exactly is duty of care? Well, it's defined as LMKR's legal and moral responsibility to take all reasonable steps to protect you, our employees, contractors, and visitors, as well as the environment, from any foreseeable risks. Basically, it means LMKR has an unwavering obligation to prevent workplace injuries, occupational illness, and environmental harm across all of our premises. It's literally the bedrock of everything we do.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, health and workplace safety.
To keep things safe for everyone, there are few strict ground rules. The consumption, possession, or distribution of alcohol, illegal drugs, or any impairing substance is strictly prohibited on LMKR premises. No exceptions. Also, smoking is only allowed in clearly designated outdoor areas, and it's absolutely forbidden to work in a way that bypasses safety controls, disables safety equipment, or creates any unnecessary risk.
There's a quote right in the policy that hits the nail on the head. No business objective shall supersede or compromise the health of any individual. Keep this non-negotiable rule in mind at all times. Your physical and mental well-being and the safety of the people around you will always take priority over any operational or business goal.
Next up is Pillar 3, hazard and risk mitigation.
We don't just wait for things to go wrong. We manage hazards proactively. LMKR mandates formal risk assessments for all work areas. It's a really straightforward 3-step process. First, identify the workplace hazards. Second, evaluate how likely and how severe the harm to be. And third, determine and implement the appropriate control measures. And of course, these are updated whenever operations or equipment change. Now, you might hear the terms incident and near miss thrown around. What's the difference? Well, an incident is an unplanned event that actually results in injury, illness, property damage, or environmental harm. A near miss, on the other hand, is an event that didn't result in harm, but totally had the potential to do so if circumstances were just slightly different. Tracking those near misses is a crucial warning sign that helps us prevent actual incidents down the road. Let's talk about PPE, personal protective equipment. If hazards exist, mandatory PPE must be worn. What you need is determined by both your specific job role and your work area. So whether you're in a data center, a warehouse, or anywhere else, if it's required, you have to wear it. The good news? LMK bears the full cost of providing, maintaining, and replacing all of it. Just remember, refusing to wear your PPE is a direct violation of the policy.
That brings us to Pillar 4, emergency preparedness and response.
In any emergency, it's vital to know who's in charge. Every facility designates specific roles. We have trained floor wardens to coordinate evacuations on their floors and conduct head counts. Alongside them, we have certified first aiders who are ready to step in and provide immediate medical assistance until professional help arrives. Make sure you know who these folks are in your specific work area. To back up our responders, our facilities are fully equipped and regularly inspected. We're talking mandatory safety equipment like fire detection and suppression systems, PA systems for clear emergency communication, emergency lighting, AEDs, and properly stocked first aid and spill response kits. If an evacuation does happen, you need to know your emergency assembly point. This is a pre-designated safe location outside the facility. It is absolutely mandatory that everyone goes directly to this point so the floor wardens can get an accurate head count. And a quick reminder, never ever re-enter the building until the official all clear is given.
Let's shift gears to Pillar 5, environmental and waste responsibility. We take waste management very seriously here. All waste has to be classified and segregated right at the source into distinct categories: general, hazardous, electronic, organic, and chemical. Mixing different types of waste is strictly prohibited by policy, just to make sure everything is disposed of safely and properly.
And look, environmental compliance is a shared duty. Everyone on site is responsible for pitching in. That means supporting energy conservation, like simply turning off unnecessary lights and equipment. We also need to actively minimize water wastage, prevent pollution, and promote sustainable practices across the board.
Finally, we have Pillar 6, incident reporting and enforcement. Because safety is our absolute top priority, violating these policies comes with real progressive consequences. Enforcement scales up depending on the severity. It could start with a formal warning and mandatory retraining, but it can escalate to suspension of access, disciplinary action, including termination, and even legal action if a violation results in injury, environmental harm, or breaks the law.
But here is a really important point to remember. LMKR guarantees a supportive environment for reporting. The policy strictly prohibits any kind of retaliation against you if you raise a safety concern, report an incident, or highlight a near miss in good faith. You will never get in trouble for doing the right thing. In fact, retaliating against someone is itself a severe policy violation.
Which leads perfectly into your universal reporting obligation. The policy is crystal clear. All personnel must report any workplace hazard, unsafe condition, near miss, incident, injury, illness, or environmental incident immediately upon discovery. Safety isn't just the HSE team's job, it's a mandatory, shared duty for every single person who steps foot on an LMKR property. So, that wraps up our explainer on the LMKR HSE policy. We've covered the 6 pillars, the rules for keeping the workplace safe, how we handle risks and emergencies, our environmental standards, and your reporting duties. Based on everything you've just learned, here's the final question. Are you fully prepared to fulfill your duty of care today?